Now we leave you with another performance from the upcoming Marana Bluegrass Festival, which will be at Ora May Harn Park in Marana. Once again, here are the Titan Valley Warheads.
The Tucson Musicians Museum works to celebrate and preserve Tucson's unique musical heritage and culture. One thing has been lacking, though, and that is a permanent home.
Well, the museum now has that home, and it is celebrating with a grand opening. Here to tell us more are co-founders Susan French and George Howard. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, we've had you on before.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you guys have a permanent home, and it's actually in the TCC. How did that come about?
Well, we're so lucky. Actually, the mayor and Fletcher McCusker came to us and said, what would you think about putting the Tucson Musicians Museum into the Tucson Convention Center as part of the Rio Nuevo renovation program? And I said, okay, what does that look like? What are you thinking here? And so George and I and Mr. McCusker walked through, and we said, could it go here, or here, or here? And we decided that the best place for it was actually in the grand entrance lobby where the escalator is, and the whole lower level. So we've got quite a bit of square footage there. And what they asked us to do was come in and decorate and activate. So we're not going to be in the way of anybody else. We just put some beautiful things, George's portraits. We've got some art up there and some memorabilia up on the walls. So we're making the convention center a prettier place for our visitors and enhancing the visitor experience.
It is, and speaking of art and putting it up on the wall, you have like an art wall.
Yeah, you just saw a little clip of the art wall being installed, and I'm a visual artist primarily. There it is again, and so I wanted to be sure to include another layer of another element of the arts, which is the visual arts. So we have performing and visual. So I contacted a whole bunch of friends of mine who are artists, and I also put a call to artists out. So we got a good combination of professional artists and emerging artists to represent the Tucson music scene on this giant wall. So there are actually 30 2-foot by 2-foot paintings. And so it's a giant wall. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. It's a great installation. And so if you get a chance, you ought to come down. The hours of the museum are going to be the regular admin hours, so it'll be open from 8 to 5 every day.
Excellent.
So we're very excited about it.
So don't wait to come to an event.
Right. If you miss the event, don't worry, because you can come down and visit the museum every day.
Oh, and we hope people do. But we do want to talk about this big grand opening. George, tell us about the event. When is it?
Oh, it's going to be April 12th, Sunday, from 5 to 8, and we'll have our mentorship kids playing, because basically what we're about is we raise funds for underserved children that can't afford lessons and instruments. So part of our mentorship program, they will be performing along with some of the adults, and the adults will with the kids, and there'll be some testimonials from the kids, and we've got some great entertainment, locals, some inductees, and we've got a good friend of mine, Curtis Salgado, coming in. We're backing up. He is the male R&B and blues vocalist for the last 4 years, you know, for the W.C. Handy Awards, so we're very lucky to have him. So it's going to be a great night of entertainment. You get to see our kids, the people that have gone through the mentorship program, and it'll be very entertaining.
And I know we kind of scrolled through them here just a moment ago, some of the inductees, but tell me how that process comes about, who you decide gets inducted and who's being inducted.
Well, we always look for the eldest, and we have an induction board, and so basically the people that have lived here for a minimum of 25 years, played music, and done community service. That's the election process.
And George, we just saw you up on there.
Yeah, I show up every now and then.
I love it. Now, is there going to be like a big ribbon cutting ceremony?
Yes.
This is a big deal here.
Yes, the mayor's going to be doing the ribbon cutting. Susan has got that planned about 4:45.
Well, actually, the mayor's going to be there, and he'll be there at 4:45.
Yeah.
But you see former mayor walk up there. Mayor Rothschild is actually going to do the ribbon cutting on Sunday. We have Arizona repertory singers who will be kicking off the show right at 5 o'clock for us. They have a 45-piece a cappella group, and it's going to be beautiful up in that top entrance lobby. And just for your viewers, you're going to get a heads up. This is a spoiler alert. There's going to be like a little flash mob. They've got it planned, so only you guys who are watching today get to know about that in advance. But that starts right at 5 o'clock, and when they're finished, Mayor Rothschild is going to do the ribbon cutting, and then we'll proceed down to the lower level into the North Exhibit Hall, where we're going to have the rest of our performances.
Well, Susan, really tell me, what does this really mean for you guys to have a permanent home? It's such a wonderful permanent home.
Well, we're so fortunate and so grateful. What this means is that we hope that it means that we have a broader reach, so we can reach more kids and help out more kids. But part of the reason that we were invited is because we're a very inclusive organization. So we have many professional musicians and many professional music organizations that are involved with us. So we cover all the traditional genres. So we're hoping it builds an awareness for all musicians in Tucson, because we represent all musicians.
And we also want to educate the public about the great musicians that we do have here that are international. I mean, some of these people go to Europe and they're mobbed by people, but nobody here in Tucson knows them, so it's kind of a crime. So we want to educate the people in the community about the incredible musicians that we do have here, especially ones that give back and help our kids, because they are our future, and we've got to covet that. And that's pretty much, you know, what we are striving for, is education, preserving, and you know, letting the public know what we have here.
Well, one, thank you for doing that, and two, congratulations on such a great platform you guys are going to have.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. And the grand opening and 8th annual induction ceremony is taking place this upcoming Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the TCC. For more on the event, you can call 907-7325 or log on to TucsonMusiciansMuseum.org.